For our last example of how to do a hypothesis test for one population mean, let's strictly do it using the p-value approach. A Department of Motor Vehicles office claims that the mean wait time is less than 14 minutes. A random sample of 10 people has a mean wait time of 13 minutes with a standard deviation of 3.5. At an alpha level of 0.10, test the office's claim. Again, assume the population is normally distributed. So they're saying the claim here is that the mean wait time is less than 14 minutes. So less than 14 minutes is literally the less than sign. And in that case, because there's no equal sign there, this must be the HA statement. So let's switch to the next page. All right. So our claim here is that the mean is less than 14 minutes. So HO is going to be the exact opposite of less than, which is greater than, and the equal sign. So go to stat, go to tests, down to t-test. Again, we're dealing with summary stats. Hit enter. And our hypothesized mean here, we're comparing everything to 14, so that's going to be our mu. X bar was the sample mean in the problem, which was 13. And the standard deviation they told us was 3.5. And how many people were at the DMV that they asked? 10 people. And HA says we're doing the less than test, so put the enter sign on less than. And then go down to draw. Okay. And looking at our p-value here, we get a p-value of 0.1949. Well, if it's smaller than alpha, then we can reject the null hypothesis. Well, alpha in our problem was 0.1, so it's not smaller. So therefore, we can't reject the HO. We have to keep the HO around. So at that point, at an alpha level of 0.1, we don't have enough evidence to support our claim that the mean wait time is less than 14 minutes. And when you're doing the problems on the homework, most of the problems, I think 2 out of the 3 are going to have you doing basically this p-value approach. So all you're going to do is compare the p-value from the calculator to the alpha level in the problem. And then the last problem, or the other problem, will have you comparing critical values. But even if that's the case, if you have to compare the t-value to a critical value, you can always use the p-value approach instead. If that's what makes you more comfortable, just compare p-values to alpha. Just keep doing it. That is totally fine, because you should get the same answer any way you decide to do it. Excuse me. Now, if for some reason you're dealing with a problem with raw data, all you have to do is go to the stat button and hit enter for edit, and basically type your information in list 1. Type in the raw data that's given to you in the problem, and I'm just making up some numbers. Okay, and then when you click the stat button, arrow over twice to test and go down to t-test, and just highlight the data button and hit enter. All you have to do is tell the calculator what is the hypothesized mu. So in other words, what is the number you're using in your hypothesis statements? And basically, where's the list of data? Well, it's an L1, so you don't have to change it. And then the second from the bottom, the mu, that's just what type of HA test are you doing. So that's the same as before. So actually entering in raw data and doing the hypothesis test is just as easy. It's just one more step you have to do. And that's basically the gist behind doing a hypothesis test for one mean.